Okay, good afternoon or evening or morning, depends on the time zone. I don't know. I can't be the one to decide what part of the day it is for you. Anyway, welcome to the Division X Finals for LUTI Season 7. I am here with Neenjaaa here.
Hello, I'm here as well.
He is here, and it is evening for him as well. So good evening to Neenjaaa. There we go.
Good evening to you too.
Thank you. And we're going to be watching some really amazing Ghost Gaming against Firmament matches soon. What do you have to say so far about what we're going to be seeing today?
I'm very excited. I think Ghost Gaming, obviously being they're not being around the bush, they are the favourites to win here. They're
Definitely.
probably they're predicted, but Firmament definitely not a weak team at all. They've been one of those teams that's always been very strong and could randomly just come and beat a top team if they wanted to, and hopefully we see that today. And an upset would be very exciting.
That's so true. Firmament has been putting a lot, and when I say a lot, I really mean it, a lot of practice in the last couple of weeks into this Division X LUTI Finals, really. This week, they've been scrimming so much, practicing these maps, trying out different comps for these different maps. So really, they are not to be underestimated. Even if Ghost is the fan favorite, and also not only the fan favorite, but also the one who's got the tournament record, the streak going for them. Firmament, as you were saying, they are not to be underestimated. And we're going to be jumping right into Splat Zones on Poor Macro. Already. What do you think we're going to be seeing from both of these teams, Neenjaaa?
I think from Ghost Gaming, it's not going to be hard to say what we're going to say. Brian is going to be on that charger, no doubt about it in my eyes, which means Dude will be playing the H3. Urza most likely probably sticking to his favourite, the T-Tech, and Sorin has been playing dually in tournament, but I wouldn't be surprised if we see him switching to Ken's the Machine here.
That would definitely make sense, especially, Sorin, we've been... it's a player we've always seen play Ninja Squid, favor that ability, even in recent times when a lot of people have been dropping it in favor of extra QR slots or extra special related abilities. But he's a fan favorite of that ability, it seems, and definitely this is going to be a map that is going to be advantaging him no matter what he chooses, whether it's the dualies that he's been running a lot in tournaments or the Kensa Machine. You have mentioned that he's been practicing. But Firmament, on the other hand, we see them taking a while to think about their comp, and they definitely have a lot of versatility and flexibility in that roster they're running. We see players like Brazario and Getaway. Do you have anything to say about them before we jump right in?
Well, I'm going to be real. I've not seen either of those two play him a lot, but I know they are definitely very strong. I know Monk and Wanu are very strong, though. I think I've seen Wanu been playing Sausage Machine a bit more. So it'll be interesting if he switches that over the Blaster, as Blaster's been falling out of the meta a bit. And here we go, the comp we see, but no Sloshing Machine, and no Sloshing Machines from either side here, going right into the first match. What do you think about this?
All right, so no Sloshing Machine. Are we back in the previous meta? I don't know, guys. I see a Rapid Pro Deco. I see no Torpedoes and no damn Fizzies. So this is going to be an old school match, really, if we think about what's being popular in this meta. As we see,
and we see the
going in.
Going down already, and Lamont going down as well, and that's everyone going down apart from the Stingray, but luckily he has that for the next fight. That was a great push from Ghost, taking control immediately and shutting them down and making sure they won't take the immediate control.
That was surgical, following up perfectly after the pick on the roller. They were waiting for that because the roller would have been sharking there to stop any push. And we see the jetpack coming in already from Urza to put pressure again on that roller. They're trying to prioritize so hard as they get the pick, and LeMonk trying to make something happen with the jetpack, but doesn't seem like he's able to get anything.
That's, a semi-wipe for Elfamont here. The only one living, Monk. Brazario only just respawning. I think Brazario is going to struggle here. Playing against the long range, playing against the H3 will make a roller's life very hard in this situation.
Brazario here again, he's got the special ready, but
Sorin sees them. Oh, but he does. He pops the baller, and yeah, there he goes. Brazario trying to go in. It's the last second. This is the only thing they can do. He's going in at the splashdown. Might cap the zone, though. Brazario gets the... This is exactly what they needed. Brazario gets a kill as well. Brazario taking back the zone, but taken out by Dude. That's the stall they needed. Brazario, huge plays for Elfamont here.
Great individual plays, but it seems like Firmament was still down. So they have gotten the cap that they needed to reset essentially the penalty onto the side of Ghost Gaming. But unfortunately, it seems like they are unable to actually get a clean wipe onto Ghost and get control of that plat in their court, because it seems like no matter what happens, they're always one or two players down, unable to exit their own base.
And unfortunately, that was only one pick with the Stingray, coming close to some others, but the armor proving too strong after the most recent change. Lamont going in here, trying to take out Urza, and he does. Stingray coming out with huge pressure. Can Lamont take out the second? But no, taken out by bomb from Brian, I believe. Brian just now covering the zone, and Getaway is the last one left, probably going to be taken out here by Dude or Brian.
And again, there we saw a perfect opportunity for Elfirman to actually get in and make something happen. You know, a great individual play there to get the kill onto Urza from Lamont there with the dualies, the Stingray coming in to assist that. But somehow, it seems like the turf control that Ghost Gaming was able to output on the map constantly with the bomb pressure and the H3 pressure was too overwhelming for Elfirman to be able to get some coordinated pressure going and some constant assistance, which we saw constantly lacking in this specific match. And Dude getting the top scoreboard there with a 4 armors and 10 KA, definitely showing off, and some insane turf control from their parts.
Yeah, definitely. I think the turf control really put pressure on Elfirman, making it extremely hard to push back in, especially with the roller. One who's struggling against the, I guess, armor and dualies from their side.
Yeah,
I think
it's kind of why we haven't seen Rapid Pro Deco, really.
Yeah, I think it struggles very much in this current meta, but we see Ghost Gaming very confident in their composition. We saw those check marks go off instantly, not switching weapons. However, Elfirman definitely taking a while to reconsider. Maybe one who will go to this sloshing machine. I want to see sloshing machine come out. It's so powerful right now, and seeing it not being used would definitely be some potential going to waste.
I 100% agree here. Definitely, we should be seeing the sloshing machine pick for Wanu, or at the very least, custom blaster. You know, the weapon hasn't been shining lately, but we know Wanu has been one of the best blaster players since quite a while, really, in the entire Western scene, and definitely one of those players that can still make it work. But sloshing machine is probably what we're going to be seeing if I were to place my bets on it. And still definitely would make for a great comp. The only weakness I would see is if they're going to be running Sloshing Machine plus the roller again from Brasario, which would mean double splashdown on TC, especially in this map. Definitely something you don't want to be doing, especially, again, after we've seen how dominant Ghost Gaming's turf control presence was in the first game.
Exactly. Splashdown isn't a special where you can just walk in and splash down against the top level players. They're going to look up in the sky and they're not letting you touch the floor. If you use that special, you're going straight back down, except, okay, you're not going down, you're going back to spawn.
You're going straight back to base, yeah.
And we'll see what Elfirman decide to pull out here. And I don't think we're seeing change from Ghost Gaming. Definitely not here.
No, definitely not. So we see.
Sorin takes out the sloshing machine finally, and Brasario with the very interesting compositions here. I want to talk about the no Stingray from Elfirman with the Dynamo roller and the custom dually sculpture. We've seen massive changes in the compositions here.
Oh wow. That's a lot of change to take in all in one go, really. So Getaway's changed to the CDS and Brasario's changed to the Gold Dynamo definitely means that they're going to be patching up that turf control weakness they had in the first game. And Wanu here winning that sloshing matchup right off the bat, taking advantage of the opening the team gave him, but it seems like there was no follow-up for now.
He really wants to pressure, and he takes out us with the Fizzy Bomb. It's such a good special pick. And he takes out Dude now, pushing up. He has the splashdown ready if he gets pressured. If he gets the Fizzy Bombs out, this could be huge for Elfirman, already taking control. A Stingray coming out, but the armor goes to protect them. Dynamo taken down, and Wanu pushes up, putting on the pressure here. This is huge for Elfirman.
Oh my god. That was insane, Wanu. But unfortunately, the Stingray cleaned up the entire Elfirman there. Wanu was essentially the last player up in the offensive position, and Lamont here being the last player standing for Elfirman in mid, going down there as Brasario and Getaway are trying to get hold of that checkpoint zone there to make sure that Ghost cannot get a free push, as it seems like they're able to effectively stall it and get a pick on Dude, but Wanu.
Oh, the huge bomb from Brasario. There are some great solo plays coming from Elfirman, but I really want to see them come together and work more as a team. They're getting the solo plays, they're getting the kills, but they've not been able to push up yet. But here is where they are doing it. Brasario on tower, making sure they will not come close to that Dynamo, but taken out by Sorin. As we see Lamont push up with the bullet. Did he just take 2 down?
He did take 2. There was a Storm and Baller coming in. As soon as you were mentioning we want to see those teamwork plays coming in, that's exactly what happened. Storm, Baller going in, Wanu pushing up with that splashdown, Monk with an amazing pick on Dude, and the Stingray's coming in, but it's already late.
The checkpoint broken.
Oh, that is huge. That's actually huge. If Urza can't find the picks there, it's gonna be bad for Ghost. But it seems like, fortunately, he is. And Alfurman making the smart play of backing back up in mid, making sure they're still gonna be alive. They're not giving up their lives to Ghost here for a push they recognized was ending.
The aggressive no Stingray comp here, being able to push forwards, take the control, get the picks, is really, really showing off for Elf Element. They're able to get the pressure and push up onto plat. On a map like this, that is not a bad thing at all. Already trying to push back out of their spawn and not let Ghost Gaming get the push again.
Great armor from Dude there, preventing Urza from being punished by LeMonk here. Stalled in a very, very long 1v1, which essentially just completely denies Ghost Gaming's push. Wanu here coming for the help, extremely solid play, getting that crazy direct on the first shot there. And again, he's back up there, ready to pressure the entire Ghost Gaming defense, which is all stalled in one very, very convenient position. Unfortunately, not able to get picks, but it was enough to get another push back up onto the enemy plats.
Soren making plays here. Unfortunately, he only took him down in splashdown, so he could come back with it, but no, that looks like the end of Elf Element's push. Soren making the heroes plays that Ghost needed, taking down 2 there. But Urza maybe overextending, but no, Dude coming to help, taking 2 out there, I think, and that's a 3rd for Urza. Elf Element going down, and could this be the push Ghost need?
With that huge trade coming in from LeMonk there, that might just slow down Ghost's push enough for Elfurman to get a solid defense here. Really, unless Soren finds a pick with the aid of Brian Stingray here, it's probably going to be hard for them to get anything going, because Urza being down means their main frontline presence was not there. Going down again to Wanu, amazing strafing shots there, and Wanu! Just chill. These stylish moves going in, distracting 2 players, forcing Brian out, and potentially getting a pick on Soren. Ooh.
The assist on Soren, Wanu has really shown how good this weapon is. You know, I was disappointed in the first game. No one's been playing this beastful weapon, and Wanu shows, you know, okay, maybe we need some play on this weapon because it's amazing. Getting a random direct onto Urza, and hopefully, yeah, he takes him out. Of course, Wanu does. And maybe even take out Soren, even with the armor, and of course he does, getting the trade. But Dude comes
down
in
again. Brian, the last player, jumping out, ready to get that Stingray defense going. But it seems like the match so far has been one-dimensional. It's just been going constantly in the favor of the tournament. And it's exactly what they wanted, with such a dive comp really coming in from their end. Getting pushed as much as Ghost is would be a death sentence for Alfurman. You know, Ghost has been able to defend these pushes only because they have a Stingray. And really, there's no denying that Alfurman has been outplaying Ghost so far, and one of the main reasons has been the amazing individual plays coming in again. You can see there, pushing up on the enemy plant. Wanu's machine is just ridiculous so far, and it really makes me
oh my god, the double kill, the splashdown. Okay, I want to know how many team wipes there were, especially from Wanu. Wanu, it was the hero they needed. Wanu came in and showed us the strength of the sloshing machine. He just took down member after member of Ghost Gaming, dismantling them piece by piece, really showing with the 19 KA how good this weapon is.
It just kind of makes me wonder why he didn't pick it in the first game.
Yeah, I think like on Paul Macro, you spam the fizzies down the lane, you put the pressure on it, it would have been a great pick. But I think he's set now. I don't see him switching. I want to see Checkmark go off instantly. But he does wait a little bit. Maybe they are thinking, what are we going to do? Ghost Gaming definitely not as fast on the picks after that game. They want to really think about what they're doing and what they want to do going into game 3, sorry.
Definitely. We're probably going to be seeing a switch to the custom blaster, potentially from Urza and Wanu. Both of those players, you know, great players with the blaster, and this is definitely the best blaster map, period, really.
Oh, it's got to be.
The amount of pressure you can get with the custom blaster on this map is just ridiculous. You're able to control those streets. You're able to control the right below the plat drops of the enemies, you know, as soon as they're trying to get from base. And most importantly, you're able to control the crates in mid, which is just so important and essential to actually get a push in its first initial in its first steps. And we also have to mention here, this is Mako Mart again, and they have a dynamo. Like Alfurman has a dynamo, and that weapon is ridiculous here. So it's gonna be hard for Ghost Gaming to get a push unless they can remove that dynamo, because if they don't, it's not gonna happen.
I really loved the dynamo plays coming out from Rosario here. He showed the power of the weapon if you really put time into it. It can play the role of the backline, staying back, getting those long-range flicks, covering turf, and giving armor to your team. And again, on this map, I think we're going to see Winner on Machine. If we don't, I'm going to be disappointed, and I what's going out here.
Well, did your stream freeze?
My screen is currently frozen. Yes. On
All
9.
right, so it was just not me. So it's frozen on 9.
Yeah. Time 42.
Yeah, exactly. So it seems like it's frozen for Lean as well.
Okay.
So far we're just going to be enjoying the number 9. I'm a huge fan of it. It's one of my favorite numbers. It comes right before 10, so it's like the mark before they switch to 2 digits. But, back to, since we have a little bit of extra time, it seems, back to these comps, what do you think again? How do you think they should be playing this Clan Blitz match? Because people have started to realize that maybe, all right,
Okay.
maybe the the most common way of pushing in Clan Blitz, so just, I'm going to baller in, jump to me, let's get the clams in, might not just be the most effective since your team tends to get wiped.
Oh, definitely not. I think when scrimming coming up to the UK Championships on personal experience, we realised that going for those solo baller pushes wasn't really working for us. We honestly ditched baller completely a lot of the time, went for bubbles or didn't go for either, and we just went for team pushes because that's what you need. Also, I'm getting some information here. I just thought I'd let the stream know. The stream's being restarted. We're just waiting on that now. So if you just wait a little bit, we should get it back up and running. I don't know if the game's being played out or not, but
it is. It's running. I'm currently at 21:19:33. So let me know your time as soon as you restart.
Sorry, let me get it back up. My bad about that.
No worries.
Waiting for my low tier queue.
I'm currently 1 second behind you, Lean.
All right, mine's finally open. Okay, mine's 54, 56. I need to pause, don't I?
All right.
Let's play out this match and sort it afterwards. I want to talk about the game here because we are seeing, like we said, Brazirio on the Dynamo. The only change coming out from El Firmament was the custom dually sculpture going onto the Zinc Mini Splatling. A very interesting choice here.
Definitely, we see Getaway keeping that turf bot roll. Keeping the turf bot roll with a slight twist, the mini Splatling definitely a more aggressive weapon compared to the CDS, essentially fulfilling the exact same role and being played in a very similar manner, with the only difference that it can actually kill things a lot faster, which is what you really want on this map, since there's not space to be rolling around freely with the CDS to abuse your great mobility. And we were talking about the baller jump pushes, and this is exactly what
there's one, and here could be a second from El Firmament, but no, the second power clam isn't caught, unfortunately. So the push will go down to 81 unless a hero play is made here from Getaway. Getaway sneaking through and getting 4 clams in. Jesus,
still alive, gets picked, but that's huge. We see Urza with a K machine here on the bottom right side of the screen, trying to stall out, but unfortunately he was currently kind of forced back, and Soren here overextending on the enemy crate, meaning that there's going to be 2 down already on the side of Ghost Gaming.
Oh yeah.
Turning to a 2v2 again, though. Urza being popped. LeMonk with some great kills right now in mid, but they really need to get this mid control. The Storm is being popped, but if they don't have control on the sides, it's going to be hard to get a clean push going, but they still need clams anyway.
I think a definite weakness of El Firmament's comp here is I love the Zinc Mini, one of my favorite weapons. I was an OG spamming Bubbler in Splatoon 1, but I think lacking the bomb that CDS have can really help, really be a struggle. Bombs are just so powerful right now, and not having a bomb to chuck over and spam can be a problem. Power Clan basket being
Getaway is just trying to tell you right there. You think that not having a bomb is a thing? I just got a double kill for free. What are you talking about? Anyway,
he doesn't need bombs.
To be the end of the push anyway, though. Urza again overextending alone, which has been a trend so far. We've been seeing this entire game from both Soren and Urza. It seems like they don't really know where each other are trying to go. But Soren here with a huge play, getting a double pick. Stingray coming
already. That's now 3 down on the side of El Firmament. There's 2 clams. Dude just going up. He doesn't need the ball. He's not quite. He's waiting for his teammate, making sure they can get the clams in. And here we have 2 powers. They should be scored. And yeah, here we are. And Soren with some extras. Hopefully this can be the great push Ghost Gaming needs to secure the lead.
Yeah, that was a good push. That was a great push by Ghost Gaming. I was scared for a second that Wanu was going to be able to stall them for long enough after getting the pick on Urza, but it seems like Ghost Gaming played it correctly and were able to essentially get a push without risking too much at that specific point. But
But
it seems like
Urza
there's
getting the hero plate they need now. He is showing the power of the Kenza sloshing machine as well. He did not like Wanu last game, and he also showed he can do a better job than Soren, and he's going to show them
definitely
up.
not. But he's going to fall off the map here.
No! Look,
All right.
sometimes if you're not paying attention, you know, you're kind of like on a high of the kills you've just got. You might not pay attention, you might fall off the map. But Lamont going in here, this could be a big baller push for El Firmament. Clan Basket being broken, splashdown coming in. Will there be able to be plays here? Lamont needs one more, but no. Ghost Gaming shuts them down and cleans it up. That was so scary, but I think this is now game. Ghost Gaming take the third game, 2-1. Sync up the stream style.
That was just a huge choke by Lamont there. Like, he made a great play opening it all, but unfortunately he just didn't realize that he had to get that climb, which was right next to him, and throw that in, because he had time for it, but he essentially didn't realize that he had the possibility to actually get the lead with one climb. I'm pretty sure he was just like, oh, we're pretty far away from the lead. There's no way that we're going to actually be able to get it. I'm going to have to go for the kill to actually extend any play and have any chance of Getaway actually coming here and scoring the climb. But it was not the case, and that was just very unfortunate seeing how close the game actually ended up being.
I don't want to interrupt you, but quickly while we have time, Lean, do you want to call out your stream time and I'll fix it? Just call out the stream time so I can sync it. I wasn't synced that game. All right, perfect.
All right, we're perfect. Nice.
All right, nice. I'm excited to go into this game now. I think we've seen, you know, Soren's definitely been practicing the Kenta slotting machine, and I think Urza said, okay, no, my turn. I want to have a go, and he shows how good you can do on it. I think Lamont, you know, he made the choke there, but that situation's hard. I don't want to put a lot of blame on him.
Yeah,
I think,
definitely,
you know,
definitely.
If you're in that situation, that much chaos is going on, getting that extra climb in can, like, you know, watching it might seem easy, but it can be the hardest
when you're
thing ever
playing
that
that,
situation.
it just is so hard to realize that and be able to, you know, assess the situation critically, surgically, amidst the tension itself. It is so hard. It seems so easy when you're just watching somebody else do it, but when you're the one playing, you can feel the pressures and your nerves are definitely going to be kicking in.
Oh yeah.
At the same time, I think one of the biggest differences between how Ghost ended up playing it and how El Firmament played it was what we were mentioning right before the match, though. The difference between the suicide baller pushes and a more conservative, well-thought team approach that we saw Ghost essentially go for during half the map. Even if the game was mostly in favor of El Firmament, it was that single well-organized push that ended up turning the tides of the game with not much left on the clock.
But now the only mode we have not yet seen Rainmaker on Starfish main stage changed rapidly after a most recent patch, and no sloshing machine coming out from Ghost Gaming here.
That is an interesting pick, considering how good Sloshing Machine actually is on this map.
Oh yeah.
And another interesting pick is actually that we see Brasario on the Gold Dynamo, because I expected here to see a Splat Roller, which is, you know, definitely a very, very annoying weapon to deal with on this map. But it does make sense considering they are already using one splashdown and using too many.
That was a nice pick from Dude and a nice pick from Brian, evening it out. Dude is getting pressured here, and I do think he'll be taken out, but he really didn't let El Firmament get all the control they needed. If he didn't get that pick, and if Brian didn't get that pick, they would be in a lot worse situation right now. But evening it out really helped him there.
Definitely. However, we do see El Firmament taking full advantage of that. They were able to get full mid control, and they were able to get 3 specials, and none of them essentially was down right after that first initial pick. However, as soon as I see that Wanu going down, Lamont going in, individually going to probably be stuck in the 1v2 and gets picked off. So currently,
specials.
The push is going to be stopped right away.
And this push was stopped. Getaway was scout. He doesn't want his day rate to be taken. He needs it for next push so he can really start the Rainmaker going, and this is what he's going to try to do. Dude dodging to the left. Can he save it? Brian backing him up, and I think Dude will live that Stingray. Very good from Brian, but he is taken down.
However, that is pretty big. The army coming in here for the side of the Firmament, and it seems like unless that baller is able to find something, this might be no. It seems
the
like
monk distracted by his fight. Dude running in. El Firmament was really struggling and being distracted by their fights. Ghost Gaming really keeping up, and what happened there? Like, Firmament were there, and I think they just really struggled. We see LeMunk was taking a fight, but he wasn't focusing on the Rainmaker. Dude saw the opportunity, and he seized it, taking it down to 1 point. This is huge for Ghost Gaming. Firmament need the knockout, or he's going to be going 3-1 in the favor of Ghost.
That was just carpe diem, 100%. Really, dude completely taking advantage of the situation there. With Brian going down to the Stingray 1v1, I really thought it was Firmament's time to actually shine, stop the push, and get back mid-control, considering they had also popped the armor. But as you were mentioning, we saw LeMunk being so distracting in that 1v1, and Wanu probably on the far right side of the map, completely isolated from what was actually going on with the objective. So insane push coming in from Ghost Gaming. Amazing plays by dude here. And with only 11 seconds on the clock for Wanu's Rainmaker, it doesn't seem like this push is going to be going anywhere.
He's going to have to die here. Yeah, he needed to die. That was the play he needed to make. If not, he was going to blow up and give paint control to the enemy team, like more paint control than you already do. That just wasn't a great situation for Firmament. But they do get the pick here, and another one for the Splatling, another one for the Splatling. Yeah, he does get it. It's huge, but dude, really showing how strong he is with the Rainmaker of all weapons.
Yeah, dude, definitely picking up the Flying Eagle from Sendu right there. Showing off some amazing Rainmaker skills so far. Definitely doing a great job there.
People say he's a great multi-weapon flex, and that isn't limited by the main weapons you find in the weapon select. Also showing how smart and how proficient he can be using the Rainmaker. Getting picks when they need it, saving the game, getting the push to 1, really making smart, huge plays there.
Yeah, and it definitely makes sense for him to be picking the Rainmaker itself, because when you look at Ghost Gaming's comps, you do see the 2 Slayers, but you also see, the Charger having the Stingray most of the times when they're trying to attempt a push, and having Dude essentially be the one picking up the Rainmaker means they're losing no offensive presence, because the H3 is probably the weapon that gets the least offensive presence per se. So really some solid plays and some well thought out actions coming in from Ghost Gaming.
I think the Firmament really need to try and group up here. The problem is they're going in and they're getting, maybe 2 kills, trading 2 for 1, but the problem is that's what you can't go with that right now. They need a full wipe or they won't win the game, and they're unable to get it going in alone. They just need to wait a little bit. But they are getting picks here, but again, it's not enough. They're getting good, but they need brilliant right now, and it's just too hard against this powerhouse that is Ghost Gaming.
The picks they keep getting are essentially not leading to anything, because they may be getting the picks, but their teammates at the same time are going down, or they are overextending, trying to chase a kill or 2, and that definitely always backfires. And the Stingray coming in from Brian, great defense. LeMunk, again, we see him just overextending so hard with that ball, or overcommitting, as the Rainmaker and the rest of his team were so far back. And definitely going to be a death sentence for him, unless he's able to get some magic. He is able to get some magic, but Brian not letting anything else happen. No Houdini coming in for LeMunk right there. And with only 26 seconds left, it seems like it's going to be hard now for Firmament.
The situation LeMunk was in was just too hard. He needed to get 3 kills in that situation, or it wouldn't have been enough. It is 2-2 again, but they can't do with 2-2. They need a full wipe, or this game is not happening. Dude playing safe with this Rainmaker, but Wanu pressuring him, and he only has 10 seconds to steal the kill. Yeah, finally goes down to Brasario here.
So Brasario here with the armor ready, but it seems like this is going to be a fight uphill. Brian with that Stingray ready, and essentially Getaway being not even halfway through it. And yeah, that's going to spell doom for this game.
That is the game going in the favor of Ghost Gaming. Again, I really want to highlight Dude's plays there. He was being so smart with that Rainmaker, getting picks when they need it, playing defensive, and just making it so hard for Firmament to get close to them or even do anything.
Realistically, without Dude's push there, it doesn't seem like an amazing lead like that would have happened. A second more of hesitation would have definitely not made for such a fantastic push to 1 as we saw happen there. So that was just the highlight of that game per se. Absolutely outstanding. But without further ado, we're going to be moving into Splat Zone's Kelp Dome. And, this is definitely a map, again, where the Kensa machine can shine. But not only that, Splatlings are also extremely good here. And probably the Splatling that is the best on this map is also the best one in the meta game right now, the ballpoint Splatling. And since Getaway is a Splatling player for the most part, it's going to be interesting to see whether he does decide to spec into that ridiculous weapon.
I am praying right now. I'm praying that he, like, I'm not one of those people that wants to see less Mare. I want him to play the best he can.
Oh,
I want them to
definitely.
play the most powerful they can, and the most powerful he can right now is the ballpoint splatling. On this map,
Mhm.
it is absolutely ridiculous. You can watch flanks, you can paint the entire thing, you can have ridiculous range. The weapon's stupid, and I want Getaway to show us how stupid the weapon is with the skills he's been showing with splatlings.
Yeah, definitely. We're not going to be seeing it from Brian most likely. So we're hoping to see it from Getaway, because if we're going to be watching Kelp Dome zones without a ballpoint, I am just going to go crying. Just I know I'm going to get tissues. I'm going to cry because
Stingray's strong on this map, so, but I really hope it is the ballpoint. And
custom dually sculpture. Okay, all right. So they're going for a
going
complete
back to
dive
that
comp.
tower control comp.
Yeah, so they've shown it worked really well for tower control, obviously, but at the same time, dive compositions are obviously advantage when we're talking about a game mode that favors aggression. Rainmaker, tower control D want you to be constantly pushing up. Zones just want you to get the picks, hold the zone, stay back, get your specials, and it seems like
Having
their
no one
comp is naturally disadvantaged.
Yeah, having no one to challenge Brian there was really, really dreadful. Brian being able to just get the picks he needs, and I think it'll be like that for the rest of the game. If they don't have a weapon that can easily contest Brian or even scare him,
Oh, goodbye,
it'll
Brian.
be devastating. But he's taken away, so
Goodbye,
I can't
Brian.
say anything. Actually, I'm gonna eat all my words because they obviously mean nothing. Brian's being taken down anyway. El Firmament coming back in here, but will they get enough picks? The problem with Kelp Dome is if you get 2 picks, you might not be able to paint the zone fast enough. It's such a large one. And Ghost Gaming coming back to resecure the zone.
Getaway here playing a complete fighter role, proving to be a huge nuisance and distraction for Brian. Able to pick him off yet again, potentially getting Urza. No, running out of ink. That was extremely unfortunate. Would have been a key double, but it seems like the rest of the Firmament isn't able to find a foot in this match. Able to get 2 picks in mid.
Finally able to take the picks they need. I think they're going to take the zone here. Brian is looking for picks, but they're backing off a little bit, probably just waiting for his team. My guess is they're going to charge up the Inkjet, they're going to charge up the Ink Armor, and obviously they're going to charge up the Stingray. And you know what? When you get a splat, that covers the ground and you get more Stingray, so why not go for them? Brian here pulling out, looking for more picks, helping with that one there.
That's 3 down.
Another. That was a snipe, an assist, and a Stingray kill. Brian showing how dominant he is on this weapon when he really pops off.
That was just surgical. Like, it was just essentially, you mentioned something, you're like, Ghost Gaming has to do this. Ghost Gaming essentially does that right away, perfectly, able to get the kills that they need, and pushing up into the base of Firmament, getting 1 pick getaway here, exposing himself to Urza. Urza playing it smart, staying alive, but it seems like this push is not stopping here yet.
Urza being pressured by so many people, but he doesn't care. It's Urza. Urza had 3 on him there, but what does he do? He gets a pick. He helps his teammate get another. He doesn't care. It's Urza, for Christ's sake.
And he's got the jetpack, and you know what jetpack's on the tool shed means there's 1 pick, or there's going to be 2, but the timer runs out before he's able to find the second one, and that is a convincing Splat Zones game by Ghost Gaming.
That game honestly just highlighted how strong Ghost Gaming are. They were getting so many huge solo plays, so many just amazing plays that you wouldn't expect. Urza and Brian both carrying the team there, honestly. Like, Du and Sora did amazing, of course, doing their role, but Urza and Brian doing so much that they're not letting them do anything.
100%, really. Initially I was kind of surprised by the amount of pressure and picks that Getaway was actually able to get on Brian, which I thought was going to be key, and that El Firmament was going to capitalize off of that in a ridiculous way to be able to get that mid-pressure, getting those picks, abusing the extra range they had onto Ghost Gaming since Brian was dead, but it didn't seem like they were able to do that at all. Urza just completely shutting them down before they could even make anything happen in the first place. So definitely just showing off dominance on the side of Ghost Gaming and the weakness of a dive comp when we're playing a mode that is as static as Splat Zones is.
Oh yeah, I think we've seen El Firmament dominate on tower control earlier, but this is another kettle of fish. Sorry about that. Inkblot Art Academy being a very close range map, you're able to put pressure on with those close range weapons and push up, and it's deadly. Piranha Pit is something completely different though. Brian on this map is to be feared. The Stingrays on this map are ridiculous. The snipes can be ridiculous. And honestly, if I'm El Firmament, I'm quivering in my boots. Because as well as they did on tower control, fighting Brian here is not going to be a single bit fun for them.
Yeah, I'm shaking already for them. I mean, playing against Brian Stingrays here is just ridiculously scary. On tower control, it is just so important to be able to to control the enemy snipe and their drop. And with a Stingray such as Brian's, and not only that, but also the bomb pressure that we know Ghost Gaming is able to output constantly every single match, especially if we're going to be seeing either Urza or Soren switch to the cancel machine, meaning there's going to be the added fizzy pressure. It's just going to be insane. And even if, let's say, El Ferment's Dynamo, Brasario is obviously able to output insane pressure from the top snipe onto the onto the tower checkpoint, it doesn't mean much if you cannot be in that position ever because of bombs, because of Stingray, because of jetpack. So it's going to be interesting to see what ends up happening in that case, because El Ferment has to make some changes and they have to be quick, or else Ghost Game is just going to walk all over them.
You know, if I'm Urza right now, I want to play T-Tech because Urza only likes playing T-Tech. But if I'm Sora, if I'm Soren, I'm screaming at Urza, saying, play machine, play machine, play machine. It's so dominant here, and I don't think Soren wants to see Urza on anything else but machine. Urza, you know, he'll probably want to play T-Tech, but we'll see what he goes for. I really hope El Firmament can bring it back, because ending it in a 5-1 is disappointing, and it doesn't display the skill that El Firmament can have. I really hope they show it off here.
Definitely.
I'm wondering what's happening with Brasario, if they're switching him out, or if his internet's cut, or what's going on with Brasario, do we know?
I do not know. Let's ask
he's back.
Oh, okay. I was about to ask our wizard Lean Yoshi here, but it seems like we do not. All right. Okay. Thank you, wizard, for the magic knowledge you have bested upon us. But aside from that,
you do know that sometimes, you know, sometimes baguette connection, it's not always the most secure, you know, it's not always horrible, but it can't always be perfect. Unfortunately, disconnecting that. But we're getting back into the match, and we see El Firmament almost ready to pick, but Getaway, maybe he's deciding, does he go with the Stingray, or do they go back for the aggressive competition that works so well on Neenjaaa?
Switching to the Stingray, most likely switching to the Stingray, because he noticed, oh, Ghost Gaming adapted to our dive comp, we better switch, because one of the skills that really highlights Ghost Gaming's dominance in comparison to a lot of top tier teams is how quickly they adapt and react to opposing team comps. A team might be running one strategy in one team comp, and it works extremely well in one game against them. The second game, it's not going to work as well. They might just get shut down because they're able to identify, oh, wait, so
Soren couldn't convince him, but they finally convinced Getaway to get on the ballpoint spelling. No Stingray, though, which is very interesting. And Brian, he's doing his things. He's taking 2 out for Brian. This is ridiculous, and Brasario is the only one left on the side of Alpha 1. I don't think that's going to last
the tower long. There, for some reason, going down. That's essentially a delayed wipe on the side of El Firmament. I am just wondering about the pick of the ballpoint on this map mode, considering he didn't take it out on the previous one. So I'm just very, very confused about that. But it seems like they're able to get 3 picks right away. Wanu is going to be able to get that pressure going onto Brian, forcing the jump out. No. But yeah,
Brian doesn't want to jump out. Okay, yeah.
All right.
I'm very interested about El Firmament deciding to pick for the Armor Dynamo and not the Stingray one. I mean, I know the Armor one is probably the better choice in most situations, but we really need a Stingray on this map, I believe. And Brian pulling his out, trying to show them that they should be using that special and why they should be using that special.
2 specials being popped on side of Ghost Gaming on the defense, but they're not able to get picks here, actually. Soren, dude, and Urza all going down. That was an insane defense of their own push coming in from El Firmament. Wanu going down, but the push is still going, and they're able to get past the first checkpoints. Oh no, they're on the first checkpoint.
Yeah, El Firmament don't care about specials. El Firmament don't care about specials. They just want to go in and they want to shut it down anyway, showing that, you know, if we're good, we don't care. And they're pushing, but it might not matter all the time as Ghost Gaming reclaiming the control. Only 2 for El Firmament here.
Soren here stuck in a very, very unfavorable 1v2 situation. Not able to get the pick on Lamont. He's able to get the trade, okay. But at the same time, he just was completely isolated from his teammates, which means that the push is going to be slowed down a lot.
But that is 2 specials coming off El Firmament, the Ink Armor and the Ink Cloud. They want to keep pressure up, and they don't want to be taken out instantly, but Brian doesn't care what they want. He takes out Brasario anyway and doesn't let him stay on the tower for a second. pulling out the Stinger here to pressure the rest of the Alpha and One's teammates.
3 specials being popped prematurely, I would say, by Ghost Gaming, really. But they're not going to be having the baller, they're not going to be having armor, and they're not going to be having Stingray for the push. And they're 2 down again. So it just looks like Ghost Gaming is just burning all their trump cards way too quickly, while Elframan is just playing it slowly, taking it with a very favorable pace for their own playstyle, really. Rosario nearly getting onto the enemy snipe. That would have been pretty damn funny to see, but
if he got up there, who knows? But look, Brian has shut down these pushes way too often now. I think Rosario, being a dynamo roller, you're way too slow on tower, and you're just food for Brian at that point, and you get taken out, and that's 4 down for El Firmament. Ghost Gaming shutting down the push here, painting up the map, and they really want to stop this push coming through in full.
Push being stopped, but at the same time, they passed the first checkpoint, and they were essentially going to be burning the second checkpoint in just a few seconds. Rosario going down, and that's again a wipe on the side of Firmament. So 2 wipes in a row onto Firmament. Will they be able to finally get out their base without dying this time? We see a baller being ready for LeMonk, so that's going to be important. Wanu spamming those fizzies, but Stingray, here it is.
Soaring being taken down by the ball point and Stingray coming out, but does it matter? Will LeMonk be able to push up and put the pressure with his teammate there, taking them out and pressuring them? No picks, but the pressure was enough, and it pushes them back anyway. This is huge for El Firmament, not letting Ghost get the push. This could be their dominant mode, and this could be the turning point in the series if they keep it up for another 1 minute and 18 seconds.
It's very interesting to see how the dominant mode for Elferman seems to be the one where chargers are generally the most favored weapons, really, and Dynamo and Splatlings are probably the worst on. So definitely something funny to notice, but at the same time, another pick onwards from Wanu trying to go for that double kill. Dude backing off, and not able to react to that splashdown, but staying alive.
Yeah,
not
taken out. Wanu, he's going back to form. He was down in the series, and he said, no, I want game 9. I don't care. I'm not getting taken out. Getting 2 picks here, but Brian again retaliating. Brian has been such a force here, stopping them get the knockout. Honestly, without Brian, this game could have been over a long time ago, but the picks he's been getting, the Stingrays he's been getting, has really been scary for the team of El Firmament.
Yeah, Brian's Stingrays definitely have been the MVP so far. Even if Ghost Gaming currently is losing, Brian's effort have definitely been insane so far. Just the amount of picks and Stingray pressure he's been getting right now have just been so much for the team. We can see it on top. It's been 14 kills and a grand total of 5 Stingrays. Another
moving
huge Stingray
into the last 20 seconds of the game. Ghost Gaming get the full control. LeMonk getting a pick in that.
Oh my god.
No! Heartbreaking.
Oh my god.
Ghost Gaming were getting the pressure. They were getting the control. There was 20 seconds left, but it was only 1 kill they needed because Ghost Gaming weren't helping the tower carry enough. And that's the series being taken to a game 7 here. El Firmament want to turn it around, and they've shown that they can be strong in other modes as well. The Clan Blitz game was down to the wire, and they don't want it to end here, so they're going to do their best to show how good they can be on Clan Blitz.
We're going to be going back on Clan Blitz, as you were mentioning, and the last Clan Blitz game was just extremely intense. And being Black Belly Skatebark and seeing that the compositions that El Firmament has been using have been generally dive compositions, more aggressive, more direct, just very in-your-face comps. It definitely is a map that they want to be playing on. Black Belly is a map that favors that AoE, that chip damage, that in-your-face playstyle, that rushing your opponents without hesitation and fear. And it's really what Firmament has been doing so well in these tower control games. So it's going to be interesting to see if this ends up being the map that they need to win to get this set closer to their victory.
I think this could be the map that El Firmament needs to do a turnaround. Having the short range pressure and having control of top mid could be insane for them. Clan Blade's already showing to be a very strong mode. Hopefully, they're able to turn it into a 4-3 and put Ghost Gaming down another set. But we will see if Ghost Gaming retaliate here.
All right, so we see Bucket and Custom Blaster being picked by Ghost Gaming, so we don't see the Kensa Machine again from Ghost Gaming pretty interesting. And Getaway here going for that Carbon. Now, Carbon's a weapon that we haven't been seeing too much in the West, but in Japan, every time we've been seeing a Japanese team enter a Western tournament, we've been seeing that Carbon. And the Carbon's been so scary. So it's going to be interesting to see if Getaway, a player that we've been seeing play support mostly, he's going to be able to get that insane pressure.
And
he's able
to get the first pick and a help.
Oh my God.
He's really helping his team with the Carbon. Honestly, we've not just been seeing the Carbon, we've been seeing the reshow. And we'll see if Getaway can follow in his footsteps and put the pressure on they need. Wanu getting a pick, doing Wanu things, but a bit of a preemptive splashdown being taken by Dude. Obviously been following his own tutorial videos on YouTube. And a Stingray coming out, pressuring the cam here, and being bunched up is very scary against this Stingray, and getting the pick that they need on Brasario.
Yeah, unfortunately, Brasario getting picked there on the super jump. I think really what kind of spelled doom for this opening push from Elfirman so far has been Wanu's overextension there. Pushing up way too far alone for some reason, just surrounding the 1v3 situation while the rest of the team was trying to get an opening on the far right side. It seems like Ghost Gaming does have one special there at disposal. Unfortunately, Soren not able to get any sort of picks going in, and some pressure coming from Brasario.
But that is 2 down for the other members of... It's 2 down with the other members of Ghost Gaming, obviously getting the picks there, taking down El Firmament. Brian going here for the push, but he needs a bit of help with Urza first, or Getaway will get him, but Urza is shutting him down. Urza shuts 2 down. Urza shuts 3 down. Watching that from Brian's perspective, we see how strong this man can be on the Custom Blaster. Too many weapons at his disposal that he is dominant at. Taking out an Inkjet, getting another. Urza is insane here, getting all the picks he needs, but Wanu is saying he doesn't want it to be over yet, taking out Urza and trying to shut down Ghost Gaming's push.
Absolutely dominant plays coming in from Urza there. Absolutely incredible. You know, we saw Brian opening the charge, but Urza getting another pick again. He's just following up so much. The Carbon Getaway finally able to clean him up, telling him, hey, please stop, man. My team is not really enjoying that at all. Please get out of my base. But Getaway here, rushing dude who gets a crazy pick onto him. Getting a pick on the Carbon at that distance with a H3 is not easy at all, especially with the tension and the nerves kicking in.
This doesn't want to be the only one doing guts.
They're controlling that side pretty well right now, but it seems like there's really not much happening right now. A Stingray being popped. Lemon currently alone has to block that ball, or does not do it. And it seems like, again, the right side is going to be open for Ghost Gaming.
Yeah, and Dude was putting on so much pressure there. Being able to shut down the Carbon and then pressure Lamonk was huge, but Wanu takes him down with the Fizzy Bomb, I believe. Of course, the bomb is too good at getting picks. It just shut down Dude. And, Getaway was able to sneak in a splashdown to throw them off and able to get another pick going in for the breaking basket here. And is he be able to take out Dude? We will see, but no. Dude and Soren sticking together and shutting down the push from El Firmament together. That was great team play we saw from Dude and Soren.
Rosario sneaking in, but not for much.
That's not enough.
It's really unfortunate though, because again, those suicide jump pushes with the clams are really not worth it unless you do have a huge clam number counts. Let's say you've got 3 or 4 power clams. At that point, yes, it definitely is an amazing play. But when you're only getting 1 power clam in, what you're essentially doing is you're giving a team like Ghost Gaming, as you can see here on the bottom left side of the map, a free pushback, and that is
Urza being able to distract them on the other side of the map, getting a kill and distracting Lamonk, just let Ghost Gaming come through and get 2 huge power clams, getting the push down to 32. El Firmament is really going to struggle to stay alive in this series now, as this is their last life.
You know, we see Ghost Gaming perfectly abusing their extra range for most of this match. They're just abusing the Stingray, the H3 painting power, and not only the AoE of the Blaster, but also the presence that Brian can put with his extreme range in comparison to the entire Ghost Firmament lineup to control that left side of the map so effectively. But as soon as I mentioned that, it seems like El Firmament has found their own way into that side of the map.
Yeah, and Brasario he's juggling clams here. He's just throwing them in and able to get the lead. El Firmament doesn't want to go out yet. Wanu from the side. Okay, El Firmament looking dead in the series, but they want to stay alive. This is going to a 4-3 if they can keep the control for 30 more seconds, but this is Ghost Gaming we're talking about. If they get the push here, if they get the pressure, they might not be out there. All they need is 2 big power clams, and already one going over. Soren going in for the first power clam, but no! Oh my god, the Stingray coming out. This is too close. And it's still anyone's game in the last 10 seconds. Will they get the power clam
back in a few seconds?
Or will they defend this? But no. Oh my god, I think that is it. That is it. El Firmament showing how much of a powerhouse they can be. It doesn't matter if it's Ghost Gaming. They're not going out in the set. This is being taken to a game 8 here in the LUTI Grand Finals of X Division.
I was just speechless, really. Elf Firmament, wow. So essentially, what ended up happening was the entire match was played on the far right side for Elf Firmament. Constantly, the amount of pressure that Ghost Gaming was able to put there was just insane. We could see it from the KAs at the very end there. It was just a dominant performance kill-wise from Ghost. But at the same time, the one moment Elf Firmament sneaked successfully on the far left without dying, which was kind of the reoccurring theme we saw during every other push they had made up until that point, which was always at least 2 players going down before that push and the other 2 going down during the push. It just opened up way too much. Ghost Gaming too distracted. They were not able to react fast enough. They were currently mispositioned in mid, and that was just absolutely insane. Brazario with those clams in, just absolutely crazy.
If we direct our eyes to the left side of the screen here, we see the last 2 maps, Rainmaker, Camp Triggerfish, New Albacore Hotel Supply Zones. This is going to be difficult if El Firmament want to take this home. 2 very long-range maps. Camp Triggerfish less so taking it to the last game is what they want to do. Maybe we're going to see the ball point again, showing how strong he could be on it. Getaway really wants to be able to get that pressure on. This is going to be a hard map for them. If any map is going to be difficult, it's these 2, so they still want to win them, though, so...
Definitely. If I was El Firmament right now, I would definitely be busting that ballpoint out right now. Definitely one of those maps where you really, really want to be abusing its range, its CQC potential right around the corners. Since this weapon is characterized by some very, very dead corners. But at the same time, we see Wanu switching off the weapon that's been going off
the
so
port
well.
macro composition. We see the port macro composition taken out, and they must be confident if they want to take it out because it did not work there. They want to make it work here, and we'll see if they can do it.
Brazario rotating to that far right side, realizing, oh damn, Ghost Gaming has the pop, they have control. They're going to be trying to push this left side before we can even blink. As Brazario overextending, however, getting picked by a very, very smart Urza right there, and Soren this time being the Rainmaker carrier. So we're not going to be seeing the crazy dude plays as he does go down. So the push being stopped already. LeMonk distracting 2 players, forcing his splashdown as well. And it seems like Urza is just completely distracted. He's out of the loop right now.
Urza, though, at the start of the game, being very attentive and smart there, being able to make sure there wasn't any flanks, there wasn't any problems on the Ghost Gaming side, but that doesn't matter when he's alone and there's 2 members from El Firmament taking him down. El Firmament have such dominant control here, but Brian doesn't care about control. Brian cares about hitting shots, and he hits it, taking down the Rainmaker, not letting El Firmament get the lead they want, but Brazario does sweep in, and he's going for a push here, but that pick from Brian could have been what they needed to stop it. Ball coming through, though, could be very hard.
Just been insane by Ghost. We saw El Firmament attempting to pick the Rainmaker 3 times there and being shut down all times by great suction bombs by Dude and Soren. So definitely great use of the bombs, and it's been showing. And it seems like El Firmament hasn't had a response yet to the push that Ghost has been setting up on this far right side.
Yeah, El Firmament getting picked off here as Dude has the Rainmaker ready to push, playing smart around this flat lane, seeing if Brian can get the pick, charging up a shot. This is going to be hard for El Firmament to come back on, and Urza getting the flank to being able to take out the splat lane. Even though he's taken down, that doesn't matter. Dude getting a huge play with the Rainmaker down to 12. This is going to be hard for El Firmament to take it back, but we said that last round, and we saw what they could do, so it's not over yet for El Firmament. 3 minutes to take it back, and we'll see if they can do it.
Yeah, they definitely have enough time to be able to take this back with ease. We see 3 specials being ready on the side of El Firmament. We don't see the armor yet. Oh no, we do see the armor being topped already, which is pretty nice. It means that there's going to be enough pressure going on. Urza there falling down with Wanu, though. It's definitely not what El Firmament wants. Getaway picks the Rainmaker. Luckily for him, doesn't die to the bomb, but the Stinger's going to be here to pick him off. So this push is going to be stalled for quite some time, as it gives Soren enough time to be able to get 2 picks and clean this up completely.
Going for a dive there before the push, and El Firmament being taken down. Ghost Gaming have full control again, and it's really going to prove hopeful, hopefully.
Yeah, definitely Dude picking up the Rainmaker again. I can't wait to see his new video on how to be the best Rainmaker carrier in the West right now. Definitely going to be a video I'm going to be liking for sure, as we see Dude going down, but it seems like Ghost Gaming still holding the pressure up with Urza on that catwalk. and Brian being set up into the enemy street right now in such a scary and menacing position, being forced to back off by Monk, but still finding the pick alongside Soren. And it seems like the presence that Ghost Gaming has been putting up is not done, is not gone yet.
And making sure to pick up the Rainmaker, delaying them even more. They're just stalling them and burning down that time. There's only 1 minute and 30 seconds left now, so every second is valuable, as we've seen in many of these games, and they want to get rid of it. Firmament, though, 3 specials here, which could be huge, but Brian's got his Stingray, and when he's got his Stingray, he does what he wants. So if I was Firmament, I'd be extremely scared of that right now.
Getaway doesn't have the time or the space to be able to get the Stingray for himself. The reoccurring theme for all the pushes that Firmament has been attempting so far has been the overwhelming bomb presence by Ghost Gaming and Brian's omnipresent Stingray. Every time we saw Firmament try to push the Rainmaker, we saw Brian with the Stingray ready. Every single time. And it must be heartbreaking because you know that your push is going to be stopped unless Getaway gets his own Stingray. And with only 52 seconds left, the Rainmaker in such an unfavorable position, it seems like it's going to be real hard for Firmament to be able to even kill the Rainmaker so far.
Oh, for sure. And talking about a long-range map, this has been really hard for them to be able to push in on this Stingray and machine play. I think Brasario definitely struggling with his 4KA. Like, that's not a roast. It's just, you know, the weapon struggles here. And Ghost Gaming are shutting it down with their smart plays, taking control. And Soren going in hard this game, getting another one, getting a third, I believe, for Soren now, as Ghost Gaming pushes up and really wants to shut down Firmament in the last 20 seconds of this game with another bomb kill.
Yeah, Firmament kind of giving up their composure right now. We see them trying to rush in with some sort of acts of desperation here. They don't really have other choices. They have only 7 seconds left on the clock. They're going down one by one. And unless Getaway is able to get some magic going on, as it seemed like he doesn't, this is going to be the end of it.
The set. Ghost Gaming are your Division X champions, 5-3 from their side, but not without a fight. Firmament really showing up here, unfortunately struggling on these last few maps, but that was a great set, I think. Firmament showing how much of a powerhouse they can be against this great team, but Urza showing how good he can be on many weapons, including the new sloshing machine.
Definitely, and I think, really, Firmament put up a great fight during this entire set, but I really hope they... I was hoping they would not repeat the same comp they did with the first Rainmaker game, because I think that was kind of the reason behind their downfall in this last game. They had the advantage of they were riding the excitement wave from having won the previous game in such a stylish fashion at the very end of it. You know, they had that going on for them. They were gonna be snowballing that, but I don't really agree with the choice of switching off Wanu from the Kensa machine that he's been doing so fantastically well with, and putting Brasario on a roller on a map that just favors long range so much, which had him constantly suffer and struggle to get in the positions that he wanted in the first place.
Oh yeah, I think the range really shut down a lot of Firmament's close range comms, but it helped him on a lot of maps. The Black Valley Skate Park definitely, and some of the early tower control maps. I think overall these teams have been I think Firmament and Ghost Gaming both shown to be extremely good players, but Ghost Gaming having the coordination and the compositions, you know, that you currently need right now to deal with these maps and shut them down, taking the 5-3 win in a very close set.
Yeah, I have to agree with you. It's just been really interesting, and I really like the versatility, the versatility and the variation that we saw coming in from both teams throughout the sets. We saw the comps switching around here and there during the maps, constant adjustments, which is something that you really want to be seeing when we're talking about a tournament like LUTI, where the maps have obviously been announced beforehand, meaning the teams have had time to practice, to think about the specific map modes, and to adapt and what is it again? Adapt, overcome. I forgot the fucking the meme there, but the stream is currently down. It's going to be up again, and I am eating some nuts.
Oh, very good.
They're very healthy.